and I'm bringing you my final thoughts on No Man's Sky. The game has been out for a week now, a week in total, and a lot of people have been hating on the game. A lot of critics say the game is not what Hello Games said it was, and that it did not live up to the hype and all that stuff, you know. And I gotta disagree with them. I gotta disagree with all the critics, all of the internet, and the majority of gamers in general who either bought the game and was severely disappointed, or for the gamers who decided not to buy it because of other bad reviews. And, you know, I can understand why a lot of people didn't like it and that they were disappointed. Is because if you go back and watch the E3 conference from last year in 2015, where they finally showed actual gameplay and it wasn't the trailer from 2014, I believe, you can see that the first thing he did was that Sean Murray, I believe that's his name, he warped into he took off from a base like I just did right there, and the moment he left the base there was combat going on, and a lot of people off the bat were like, oh sweet, this game is like a Star Wars exploration game. And it is sci-fi. I mean, of course it's sci-fi, but the sole purpose of this game is to literally explore and discover strange new worlds and seek out new life, like in Star Trek. And I love that. I love the fact that I could literally go to any planet I want and explore that planet as long as I want and do what I want on the planet. But the game's sole purpose is that. It's not some combat game like Call of Duty or Battlefield. There's combat in it, but it's not fully polished and it's not made for that. I honestly think the combat system isn't that bad. I just think it could be a little bit better from... this is perfect right here. So, these guys are about to attack me. And you're about to see some combat as I was talking about combat. It's like it was listening to me. Well, but the thing is, like, the game wasn't made for combat. That's the idea people got when the game was finally shown off. And a lot of people wanted it to be like this awesome game like Grand Theft Auto, where you could just be whatever you want. And I could see why people would be disappointed in that and not getting an awesome space exploration game that had really polished combat systems. But the thing is too, like, there are times where I'm warping to a planet, or not warping, pulse jumping to a planet, and I'll just get attacked, like just like that. Like the pirates detect you and then they come in and attack you. And there was one time where there was like 10 pirate ships, and I felt like I was in Battlestar Galactica, the newer one, not the old one, the newer one. It gave me that feel. I mean, the space combat in this game is kind of repetitive because you can't maneuver like the ships, the AI ships in this, giving them a huge advantage. Like, they can turn and face you and shoot you way quicker than you can turn and shoot them before they shoot you. And the ships kind of repeat the same thing when you're fighting them. They kind of just go around in circles, turn around, shoot you, and repeat. But I don't spend my time fighting ships. I spend my time exploring new solar systems and planets. That's what this game is for. Like, it's pretty much Minecraft in space. And that's what I like about it. Because I played the crap out of Minecraft when it first came out back in beta phase. back in like 2010 or 11, and I was hooked on that game from like the get-go, and I enjoyed it, and I got bored of it like 3 years later. And another thing that people are complaining is that there's no physical story mode, and which surprises me because usually gamers these days are all about the multiplayer. It's always about, oh, multiplayer, 64 players on one map, Battlefield. Ah, great. Please don't attack me. Nah, I'm good. See, there's a good example of combat right there. I just took him out really easy. But, like I was saying, like, I forget what I was saying. Talking about there's a lot of these things. These balls here are worth mad money. I'm gonna get rid of all this. I kinda need Thanium. I hope I didn't get rid of my plutonium. No, I got plutonium. This. I'm just gonna get rid of all this. These balls are worth a lot of money, and I made a lot of money once just grabbing them and going back and forth in between the planets. But anyway, so this game, it's not for everyone, you know, and I understand that. You know, there people play certain games that I don't play simply because it's not my type of game. Some people prefer Call of Duty over Battlefield. Some people prefer Battlefield over Call of Duty. People have different tastes in games. And I think the reason why I love this game so much is in that I can't stop playing it when I have the time to play it is mainly because I didn't have like extreme high expectations for it. I find with games today, we expect the greatest thing to ever come out. You know, Fallout 4 came out, I was so hyped for that game. I was so hyped for Fallout 4 because of Skyrim, and I played the crap out of Skyrim. Like, there were nights where I was literally up all night playing Skyrim, doing one quest line. Fallout 4 wasn't like that. There wasn't as many quest lines as in Skyrim, that Skyrim had, which kind of disappointed me at the same time, but I still played the crap out of Fallout. It was a good game, and I enjoyed it, and every now and then I pop it back in and I get back into it. But my point is, like, I had such high expectations for Fallout 4. I thought it was going to be the new type of Skyrim game that I was going to be up all night playing, and it really wasn't. And that kind of bummed me out when I realized there wasn't as much to do in Fallout 4 than there was in Skyrim. So, like, when it comes to this game, a majority of the players were expecting this hardcore space combat exploration game where it's mainly a exploration simulator game. I don't know how that's the right word for it, but the game, I enjoy it. I mean, I think this game is like extremely relaxing, and it's actually refreshing to come home after a day of work, sit down and play a game where I don't gotta worry about some 12-year-old kid screaming at me, calling me a noob or a faggot or something like that. Because little kid gamers that are like that annoy the crap out of me, because it ruins the game for me. You know, everyone has a bad game when they're playing whatever, but when you log on to a game and there's screaming little kids doing whatever, being annoying little kids that play video games all day on their eating Doritos, it gets mad annoying. So when I come on this game, I don't gotta worry about that. The only thing I gotta worry about is the occasional pirates that really don't attack you that often. I mean, the closer you get to the center, the more often they attack you, but it's not to the point where it's like mad annoying. Like, I'm on this planet right now, and I'm getting attacked by sentinels for picking up those balls, because those balls are worth a crap ton, and for some reason they like to protect their balls. The sentinels like these glowing ball thingies. I don't know why, but I don't care, because the sentinels are easy to take care of. I still have actually yet to encounter the walking chicken walkers that they showed in the press conference at E3 last year. You know, I enjoyed the game. If you enjoyed Minecraft, I'd recommend getting it because it's got that survival element to like Minecraft does, but it's not to the extreme. Like, you don't need to eat to get energy back. You actually don't need to eat anything in this game, and I kind of wish they added something like that, but the game is relaxing. It's not. I feel like what Hello Games had in mind was to make this relaxing, exploring game where you could live the dream I had as a kid, exploring space, and that's why I love it, because I'm living a dream of being able to explore space without leaving the comforts of my home. I at one point wanted to be an astronaut not too long ago, and I was gonna go to school to study astrophysics, and I was gonna go all out in an attempt to be an astronaut, but I had a different change in life plans, and everything else started to make more sense to me. I mean, I still read physics books, and I still study that stuff in my free time, but I'm not gonna go to school for it. I have other plans for myself that I know is what I'm meant to do. But no, this game is great. You know, it really isn't for everyone. When people say the Hello Games lied to us, the game isn't what they said it would be, it was what they said it was going to be. They said it was a space exploration game that had space combat in it. They didn't say it was gonna have, like, it was meant. Oh crap! Hold on a second. I suppose when people do these reviews, they record it first and then talk. But I kind of feel like it's more real and it's more sincere when I'm not rehearsing what I have to say. Ah, crap. There you go. Where is that? The one thing that does annoy me though is the freaking inventory system. Like, you gotta hold down everything to do stuff. And that can get really tedious when you're just doing it over and over again. Like, in order for me to recharge my weapon, I have to go into my inventory, go to my multi-tool, and do that. That's probably one of the things that I don't like about the game, is the freaking inventory system. But like I keep saying it over and over, I like this game. I enjoy playing it. I like coming home and playing a game where I can just sit back and relax and explore space and not worry about some freaking 12-year-old flirt yelling at me or whatever. It's a good game. I think people are forgetting that. Where's my ship? I feel like people are forgetting that this game was made by like 15 people. 15 people designed everything in this game. They implemented an algorithm to make the planets, but everything you see is they designed themselves, and then the algorithm implements the designs they put in the game. I imagine to implement an algorithm like that into a game, to program it to create stuff, is complicated. You know, I don't know how gaming programming works or anything, but I imagine making a game like this, where it's procedurally generated like this, is extremely difficult. And not only did they create all this stuff, they also created a whole three or four different languages. That's insane. Like, I'm really good allies with the Vikings in this game, and I still don't know the whole language. And I've been playing it every day, probably for about 4 hours a day when I get back from work. And a lot of my time is spent with the Vikings. Like I've encountered the Vikings more than any other alien race in it. That because might be good. I might. Ugh. Maybe that's because I'm good allies with them, or maybe it's because it's just the way the game is. It's procedure generating by chance. I'm seeing them more on this side of the universe. Yeah, I'm full. But like, still, like, I feel like people are forgetting that this game was probably insanely hard to create. I mean, yeah, they didn't create every planet by hand, but still, they had to implement all this stuff into a game and to have a math algorithm decide everything you see in the game. I imagine that's really stinking difficult, especially with like 13, 14 people making the game. And then people are like, well, what about that one game that was made by one person? Well, good props to him, man. He made a whole game by himself. That game is probably good too. And I don't know what game it is, but I saw someone talking about it on the internet. Ah, crap. Where's this stupid station at? I need the station. There it is. You know, if you like exploring open world games and you love open world games, that's the type of game you play, I would totally recommend you to go get this game. Go pick it up. A lot of people are saying it's not worth the $60, but those are probably the same people who spend $60 on buying a season pass for Call of Duty or Battlefield. I've bought a season pass for Battlefield before. I bought it twice. Once for Battlefield 3 and once for Battlefield 4. It's expensive to buy season passes, and what do you get? 4 expansion packs that has like 10 maps on it, like 6 maps on each pack? Because this game is $60, but all the DLC, so to speak, is going to be free. Sean Murray said that any update that comes out for his game is gonna be free. They're already working on the new update where you can create ships and create home bases, and you can fly freighters. Like, that's insane. They're already about to pump out new content for the game, and people are still bitching and complaining about a game that they paid $60 for that's not done. Well, maybe it wasn't done. Maybe they didn't want to disappoint the fans because the game was already delayed because of a lawsuit. Because freaking Sean Murray, he was legit getting death threats on Twitter from people saying they're going to kill him because he delayed the game. He probably didn't want to go through that bullcrap again because people are freaking picky and impatient. I was pretty disappointed I found out the game was being delayed, but at the same time, I was like, alright, good. That gives them more time to polish it up. The PC version came out a few days later because it's not done, and it's still actually facing a lot of issues. So, like, I think gamers are just spoiled these days. We get all these fancy games with AAA graphics, all that stuff. Like, what are you doing? Like, I love this game. You know, this is like, I love it. It's a good game. I think people just don't appreciate it for what it is. I feel like you really need an imagination to play this game because there is a lot of reading. Anytime you encounter an alien, you have to read what it says. Whenever you encounter a monolith, it gives you history of that alien race in text, and you gotta read it. And then if a lot of people don't like reading these days, just like, I don't know. I don't want to sound like a complainer, but like, give the people a break. This game probably took a lot to make, and I think people just need to relax and just enjoy what they gave us. I mean, yeah, maybe you're disappointed you paid $60 for a game that's not complete because they're saying they're releasing new DLC. But you pretty much just paid $60 for the season pass anyway. if this game had the stuff they're implementing in the updates, and they said, "Oh, here's a season pass," you would buy it. If they had everything that they're gonna have in future updates, you'd probably go buy the season pass if they said there was a season pass. Like, people are gonna be like, no, I don't buy season passes. No, people buy season passes because season passes come out for every freaking game. In this one, it's free. The season pass is free. I mean, I just don't understand gamers these days, you know? I think people just need to one love.